Thanks for staying with us. I'm joined now by boxing expert and host of In This Corner TV, James Smitty Smith. Thanks so much for coming in.
Great to see you, Amber.
Smitty, by this time next week, we will have a winner of the Canelo-GGG rematch. Unless, however, it is another draw. And the first one was a controversial draw at that. What did you have that fight scored?
I had Triple G winning the fight by 4 points. Of the 36 minutes of that fight, he certainly won over 20. He threw more punches, he landed more punches in 10 of the 12 rounds. He controlled the fight, he pushed the fight, he made the fight, he should have won the fight.
And he was angry about the decision and should have been. That brings us to September 15th at T-Mobile Arena, where they're finally going to meet in the ring again. This fight was supposed to happen 4 months ago, but because of Canelo's positive drug test, he got suspended 6 months. So here's the date we have. 4 months doesn't sound like a long time, but for a fighter 36 years old like Gennady Golovkin, how do you think age is going to impact him?
Well, one of the things I think that Triple G was smart in doing was taking a stay busy fight in between the stoppage, although it was a quick one, of Marta Rojan. The fact that he had to train for that fight and had the fight is good for him. This will be the longest layoff for Canelo of his career. And everybody's talking about Gennady's age, but Canelo might be an old 28. He started fighting a year earlier than Gennady. He's had 13 more fights, 184 more rounds against high quality opposition, especially the last 5 years. So I think Gennady can have one great performance left in him at age 36.
It's interesting you talk about Canelo aging, maybe, because I didn't think that we saw any of that in their first fight, but from Gennady, we definitely did see him slow down.
Yeah, but we didn't see enough of it, from Canelo. However, you're right. We've seen slippage in Triple G probably his last 3 fights. He just can't quite pull the trigger as he once could.
What are the keys to victory for each guy in this rematch?
Well, starting out with a Triple G, he needs to get busy early and often. How does he do that? The body attack. The body attack, something he's abandoned in the last actually 3 or 4 fights, will help him do more and do better of what he did. First off, it'll set up the power shots to the head later on by going to the body earlier. It'll get Canelo against the ropes, and Canelo shows fatigue after 5 or 6 rounds, and that was without a body attack from Triple G. So with a body attack, that'll really slow, I think, Canelo down after round 6. Get him against the ropes, something that Gennady did well, but when he got him against the ropes, Amber, and he threw a big shot, Gennady would step back and admire his work. He needs to finish his work. He also needs to take a step to the right when he has him on the ropes, keep him on the ropes, and throw the torquing right as opposed to the counter right that Canelo did such a great job of avoiding by flipping his shoulder and his neck to the right and then skedaddling off to his left. But really what Gennady needs to do is to show less than 0 respect for Canelo. In fact, he needs to show him contempt. For Canelo, and he did a great job many minutes of the first fight, but his landscape needs to be in the center of the ring where he can use his athleticism, where he can use his youth and his speed. Also, what he needs to do is try to counteract what is Gennady's best punch these days, and certainly was their first fight, the left jab. And I've always told you, you don't hook with a hooker, but you
jab with a jabber.
He needs to use his own jab, but mainly he needs to do more. He needs to be busier. He needs to be, there can't just be fighting in moments and spurts and sound bites. He needs to be more active to win the fight.
Can Triple G win this fight in convincing fashion if it goes the full 12 rounds?
I think he can, and he will if he applies the strategy of what I just gave you. If he's aged more and Canelo's even better, then he can't. But I think he can.
Would it be better for him to try to finish Canelo off earlier?
Absolutely, and I think he will. This has turned into a grudge match because of, well, obviously what happened after the first fight.
Yeah, which was Canelo tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug, and of course, any of his opponents would not be happy to know about that. What do you think the impact of that positive drug test will be and already has been on Canelo?
I think it's going to create tremendous pressure for Canelo. boxing fans, his own fans, wonder, is he a cheat? And if he is a cheat, then he knows it. And he has to climb inside that squared circle, September the 15th, at the T-Mobile Arena against Gennady Golovkin, wondering, how do I perform tonight without my Viagra?
Okay. James Smitty Smith, are you on Viagra?
You know, that's something I didn't have to use.
Cut that. Thanks for coming in. Randy, back to you.